This is the story of the process of building my final set of bookcases to complete my home library. I began transforming my closet office into a library back in December, and today I'm so happy to say that this transformation is complete. After 20 years, my vintage Polaroid camera collection finally has a place to sit on proud display right alongside my books, which I have a few of. Now, let's go back in time a few weeks and let me show you how I did it. Good morning and welcome back. Today is day one of a huge, bigger part of a transformation that I am doing here in my office. Today is the end of an era, and I'm okay with it right now. Maybe right now is the first. Right now is the right thing for me to say at this time, because I'm so ready. Like, I'm upset with myself for not doing this sooner. Why have I been waiting? I'm upset because it took me so long to come to this conclusion that certain parts and things that I have in my life that I've been living with no longer serve me. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I stayed on the hamster wheel and I kept these things, items, the surroundings in my life. And I realized you can change so much on the inside, but where you are and how your what your environment is does completely affect your mental state. So like having a messy desk where you can't find anything versus having a clean and organized desk, for example. So today, what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of my wardrobe unit that you see in the reflection of the mirror behind me. This was not the easiest decision for a while, and it took me over a year to figure out, like, what am I saying? I don't think it was even a year to figure out this just no longer serves me. I've had it for about just over 2 years and a few months now. And the whole vision, the whole idea for this room, the spare bedroom of ours, was for me to have like a walk-in closet. And I wanted the walk-in closet because I collect vintage clothes like crazy. For several years, unfortunately, I was unable to fit in my vintage clothes. Now, I can fit into several of them, but most of them no longer suit my personal style. I don't like them, and that's okay. So I started to build out this spare bedroom with intention to be a full dressing room. And as I mentioned, I am no longer into that whole big, vintage clothing vibe. I do have some few key pieces that I will like never get rid of or anything. But yeah, I felt like, I do a lot of like office work. I work from home part-time for my day job. I work full-time, but I am hybrid. And so having an office space is really helpful, and it's really nice to just be in that mindset of, this is a workspace. I have decided that, especially with like me and all the reading that I do, I think that an office and just having like tons of bookshelves and everything would be the most practical decision to make to transform this space into. And so, the end of the closet is here. This space has been a closet office area for a little over 2 years now, and it's served me well, but it's also very like limiting mentally. I respond to my environments, and especially like I feel so enclosed here, and it doesn't feel cozy. And I think that's because of the clothing. So it's either like one half of this room is clothing and the other half is like office, library kind of thing. And we're getting rid of that. I'm very pleased to say that I found somebody who is willing to take the wardrobe unit, so it is not ending up in a landfill. Yeah, it's going to a good friend, and I know they're going to enjoy it so much. So I do feel really good about that. Like, it's going to have its own life after here. So on the plan is to clean out. I have this tiny little closet. Let me show you. So I'm sitting here at my desk, and this is what I stare at. My beautiful collection of vintage clothes. Most of them are all vintage. And yeah, so this is the big giant unit that we are taking down this weekend. And so I need to clean out this little closet. It's the original closet that is for this room, this space. And as you can see, it's very, very small. With this space, I have to massively reduce the amount of vintage clothes that I have. So, or clothes in general. I've been thrifting for years and years and years, and I have a lot of really amazing pieces that I've collected, some of which I will never get rid of, and some of which I have already sold. I've donated, about 8 50-gallon or like tall kitchen rubbish bags worth of clothing. So again, nothing goes in the landfill. There were a few pieces of clothes that were just beyond repair and just bad. Like I wore them to garden and they were getting so bad I didn't even want to wear them outside to garden, because if I got scratched or something, or a stone would hit me, like they wouldn't provide any kind of protective clothing. And yeah, like I had to toss them to an extent. Like there has to be some sort of point at which you can let go. So yeah, I've reduced by, gosh, it's had over half of my actual collection, because the majority of like my capsule wardrobe I would keep out here, and then like the sportswear, so like the tops and bottoms, I would usually keep here. T-shirts, right now I just have little undershirts, I have workout clothes, and yeah, just like my band t-shirts. But as you can see, there's only 2 rungs here, and then I have this vertical storage unit that goes down to the bottom here. Ultimately, what I want to do is I want to make sure that whatever clothing I have is something that I absolutely love. I have decided it is time to super greatly reduce down almost all of my wardrobe so that it fits into here. Yeah. And this is coming from somebody who would go out and have 3 or 4 dress options, you know, on hand at any time, just to go out to a formal event or something, and that's coming to an end. So instead of 3 or 4 dresses, I need to pick 1. Now, I do have special events coming up in the future that I know I'm going to need more than a few things for. So I am going to have some sort of options, but any kind of like, oh, this is a really cool like one-off thing that I will never wear more than like 2 or 3 times, like that's gotta go. The whole plan for today is to clean out this little closet first, and then I'm going to pull everything clothing-wise off of the big closet, and then I have to just go through and just be absolutely brutal about what I'm keeping and what I'm gonna be donating, giving away. And I'm okay with this. You know, I'm not looking to replace anything right now. I don't need a lot of things replaced. I need to rehome. Good morning. Today is the day that we fully uninstall the wardrobe unit. This is it. It is fully ready to be taken down and go to its new home today. I am really excited to get this done because it means the completion of this space and how I've been envisioning it for quite some time. And I'm very happy and grateful to have had this wardrobe unit here to fulfill a curiosity. You know, if I wanted to turn this room fully into a dressing room and remove everything that doesn't make it a dressing room, or if I want it to be more of an office space. And yeah, I'm so glad for the opportunity and very grateful, but I am definitely ready to turn this space into the library office area that I can sit, I can work, I can do research, I can collect all of my items, and I can display everything that I have collected and curated over the years. So I don't know if you know, but I have an entire vintage Polaroid camera collection that I've never shared with anybody, I think, other than my husband. And that's because it's been living underneath this wardrobe unit. So here's a sneak peek. I think there's like 4 of them here. And then I have like more, I can barely see in here. I have more under here as well. So yeah, there's like whole collections of cool stuff that I have been saving because I love them. And I've been waiting for a time where I can display them. And now I can. So I'm, again, really looking forward to getting this project done and underway. But in order to do that, we have to remove this wardrobe unit, and I honestly forgot how I put it together. I think it took me like a couple hours to put together, so hopefully it's only going to take maybe an hour to put it away. I don't know. Anyways, as you can see, all my clothes fit now in this tiny little closet, and yo, let me tell you, it was so like relaxing. I can't believe how much relief I feel just having all of the things I do not like anymore out and ready for donation. Like, talk about a freeing feeling. It's amazing. If you haven't done it before, I highly recommend you go through all of your closet and clothing and just donate or sell. You know, I don't know what your situation is. You can sell it, you can donate it, but just not having that kind of clutter and weight and heaviness on you, like around you physically or on your mind, is, it's amazing. So, all right, let's get this wardrobe unit down. I definitely have to clean out or just take away a few more things, like re-put my weights in the corner, and I gotta find a place for these hangers because they're good hangers and I don't want to get rid of them. And here it is, fully empty. All right, guys, today's the day. All of the, I don't know if you can see them, yarp, all of the bookcases have arrived, and I'm really looking forward to putting these up. This is what it looks like right now. So I have, of course, the outline from the wardrobe piece unit still going on. I'm gonna have to cut out a base of the backing of one of the bookcase boards like I did for the other side over here. But this is what my desk looks like from this angle at this time. That is where we are right now. I'm going to start opening up some of these boxes. I'm going to slowly take my time. This is going to be like a full like 2-3 days project for me, just because I'm still recovering from a shoulder injury and I don't want to have a relapse, of course, because that'd be very bad. All right, guys, these shelves are up. They are done. I have a little bit of things already on them, and I've kind of just went ham and displayed some really amazing pieces that I have been collecting for many years that are super close to my heart. And it's just so cool to finally see these things up. They have their own space and place, and yeah, so let me show you what it looks like. And here you go. We have 3 floor to ceiling bookcases waiting to be filled. I have another few down here. I'm leaving these empty currently because I would like to get some boxes or some sort of like cool contemporary storage solutions, but I do have my physical TBR shelf here. Above that, I have some French art, history, criticism books over there. We have more art, a little bit of existentialism stuff in here. We have a couple like old school Terry Brooks fantasy books, which I have a whole story of how I just recently came into possession of those art books. But I think the real show of all this are my vintage cameras. So the story behind these cameras, I've collected them for over 20 years. So yeah, there you have it. Floor to ceiling bookcases done. And this is my new view from my desk. So these bookcases are probably going to be one of the few or like the last things that I build for quite some time, because we have a small home and we love the way everything is set up right now. We're not looking to move anytime soon, but I think I'm done with completely changing things around and decorating like crazy here inside the house. Outside will be a whole new project, let's just say. But yeah, it feels so good to just have this done. You know, I loved my time with my wardrobe unit piece, and it served its purpose because I wanted to see if that was something that I wanted to do to this space, which would be to turn it into a full-on dressing room. And over time, the 2 years that I had it, I realized it's just not for me. And I really do prefer having a full-blown desk library setup. So yeah, here you have it. thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll probably do an office tour at some point once things get a little bit more sorted out. I have like lighting. I have to figure out something to do with the lighting, as well as a new desk chair, because this one is bad. Going back to my old video that I did when I was putting up the other half of the bookcases, I did talk about doing a few little extra steps to make this office a little bit more cool, and I'm definitely going to do those first before I give an office tour, but I will give an office tour eventually. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time. Bye.